What up, homie? Here we are, 2 people in here. If you're in here, please hit the like button. And we're here for the Q&A. I'm going to let a few people come in here, and then I will start. I got questions here to address. And in the meantime, I'm going to post here on Instagram that the live is on, so people know that the live is on. What up, man? What's going on, everyone? I'm just waiting on a few people to come in here, and I'll start some of the questions here. Life is good. What up, man? Matthew, my G? What's going on? Look at this. Some other people have a live stream today too. 8 people in here. 8 people. What's going on? Oh, man, here we go. We are good. I'm going to share this. I'm going to say live Q&A. Harry, what's up, man? Story. Live Q&A. Here we go. What's going on, Will? God bless you too, man. God bless you too. And we're going to get in 14 people in here. I'm about to get into questions. I got a bunch of questions that people asked me on the Instagram and on the YouTube channel. And then I'm going to, hold on, man. Here's the live. Boom. Post. Join here now. Okay, now it's on Instagram. So we'll get more views, more cool people. All right, man. Here we go. All right, there we go. Now, this is a side now. All right, how's everyone doing, man? How's everyone doing? Let's start with the first question here. Just plugging my, there we go. All right, we're in the game. All right, God bless all you. What's up, Alex? How you guys doing, man? If anyone has questions, please go ahead and ask, and I will answer them as I go. Otherwise, I have a bunch of stuff here from the stuff that I got. So here we go, man. I'm just gonna go right in order here, and if you guys could hit the like button, it helps the stream, and we'll get right into it. I'll be trying Lipodrine tomorrow. Kind of scared, but how does the DMHA feel in it? You know, the DMHA is not, you're not going to feel it like, you're not going to feel and be like, oh, the DMHA is what I'm feeling. It's like a bunch of stimulants together. And, oh shoot, the Nightbot thing. Let me, it's like a bunch of stimulants together that you're going to feel. It's a very, intense experience. However, just to tell you, I've only ran it at 2 pills. So I don't know what it's like. The serving on the thing says 1 to 2 pills. And I've only ran it at 2 pills, way too much for me. At 1 pill, it would probably be a much more positive experience. Out of any fat burner on the market, the appetite suppression is freaking crazy with it. It's just insane. So it's just a wild freaking supplement. So here we go. Select all. Cut. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. Let's start the questions here. We got 22 people in here, so that's good. So somebody says, what is the hardest moment of your life where you where you felt like, I feel like I didn't answer your lipidrine question very good. Okay, I was scattered, man. So here we go. As far as lipidrine goes, very intense experience at 2 pills. If you're going to start with 1 pill, you'll be just fine. I was wired. It's wired freaking energy, and it takes every bit of at least an hour to hit. So don't take a pill and think like, oh, this didn't do much, and then take a second one. Wait every bit of an hour, and that stuff is freaking crazy. I didn't want to look at food all day at 2 pills. At 1 pill, I'm sure it would be just a good energy and probably just a lot more tolerable. So I was not ready. That thing smacked the heck out of me. What is the hardest moment of your life where you felt like you were down on your knees, couldn't do it by yourself, and God miraculously gave you strength or endurance to overcome something spiritually or physically impossible? Addiction could be a good answer for this. Curious of any other times you may want to share also, where you were down on your knees and couldn't do it by yourself, and God miraculously gave you strength or endurance to overcome something. Well, I don't know about down on my knees, but there's a few instances that I was in a where I just looked back and it was like God was really looking over. What up, Jonathan? Really looking over me. A racial riot that I was in LA County Jail was one of the scariest moments of my life. That was absolutely insane. And another crazy moment, man, is when I got sober. The way I got sober, my brother came to visit me in Los Angeles, and he thought I was in rehab, but I was in jail. He thought he was coming to visit me in rehab, but I got kicked out of the rehab a couple weeks before and was back on the streets. And I got arrested and I went to jail, and I got 6 months in jail. They sentenced me to, and my my brother came out to visit me, and out of 6 months in jail, they let me out in like 12 days or something. It was something crazy, and they let me out in like 12 days on 180 days that I got sentenced to, which happened to be the morning he flew out to visit me. They let me out of jail that morning that he flew out. And because the jail was so overcrowded in LA County Jail. And so that's like a time I look back and where God was just like, I had no fight left in me, man. I was so broken and withdrawing in jail, and I got out and the rehab wouldn't let me back in. My brother, I'm in the holding tank. They're letting me out of jail 18 days in, and my brother came out that morning, and I called him from the holding tank, and he's like, yeah, I just landed, and he picked me up from jail, and I never looked back. I never he sent me home on a Greyhound bus, and I never looked back. So that was freaking crazy. All right, so let me go here. Somebody asked, did I learn how to do the subscribers only on the no, I can't. There's no option for it. There's just absolutely no option. I'm not sure. I've looked it over many times and there's no option. So yeah, so God's been there, dude, the whole time. And there's a lot, man. There's a lot of times where I look back in my life where God was there through all of it. How often do you run Insane Labz products, specifically Psychopath, since your new review dropped? I ended up trying it. It's my first yo-yo blend love it. How often do I personally run Insane Labz products? not as much as I'd like because I'm reviewing so many supplements. But I would say they're safe to take. To me, they're like every other day. Subs only is a Twitch thing, I believe, because not everyone has subs public. Yeah. Yeah, it's not, I can't do it on YouTube. As far as the Insane Labs products go, to me, they're like every other day pre-workouts. Like they're not dailies, but they're not like twice a week DMHA pre's. They're like every other day pre-workouts. So it's like if I'm going to do an Insane Labs pre one day, maybe the next day I'll do like kind of a DMHA pre or something or a daily or whatever. So yeah, they're Stim Junkie daily. So you could take them 3-4 days a week. You know, I just want to say this about these pre-workouts though too. You know I know I make a lot of content talking about the how often to use these pre-workouts and what I find to be acceptable DMHA twice a week and all this. At the end of the day, dude, like just use the supplements you enjoy. You don't got to be in your head too much about how often this. If you feel you're doing something unhealthy, if you feel you're doing something that's just not godly, or you're not following your heart, or you're obsessing with these pre-workouts, or you're finding that they're getting in the way of your recovery, or you're needing to use more to achieve the same effect, then you back it off. But I don't think you need to live in your head about it. I think you need to just enjoy them, man. They're here for you to enjoy, you know. And like the stuff, I like to use my platform to shed a light on these products. And you know, I push practicing a life of restriction and stuff, but that's just really for me to bring value to the viewer, so you're not like overdoing it or whatever. At the end of the day, dude, like use the supps you like. You don't need to be in your head too much about it, you know. So it's like it's they're there for you, man. They're there for you to enjoy. And on the other hand, don't use the supps you don't enjoy. You don't, just because you bought a pre-workout and that thing freaking kind of sucks and it's not really what you wanted, you don't have to use up the tub just to go through it because you bought it and you've invested in it. If you don't enjoy using it, give that thing away to a homie, man. Toss that thing in the trash. Don't, you know, I used to have tubs of stuff. I'd use it up. Oh, I just want to finish this tub and use it up. Now I'm just like, screw that, man. If I don't freaking enjoy you, I'm not wasting my workouts just to use something up that I don't really enjoy. I'm getting rid of that thing. Toss it. Money's in the dang head. It's not in the heart. You don't need to use stuff up just because you bought it. You know, I don't even like that, man. So yeah, so here we go. Did you get my question? I just got here. I got all the questions. What's your question? Let's see here. Subs only is a Twitch thing. Do you ever feel like taking pre-workout might be pushing the edge between breaking sobriety and being sober? Never. I'm never in my head about that, man. I'm fine using pre-workout. Man, I came from a life of shooting heroin and shooting crystal meth, man. Now I pump iron and take some pre-workout and have some cheat meals on the weekend. I'm just fine with it, man. There's nothing. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself because I enjoy pre-workout supplements. I like getting jacked, man. It's okay. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, it's okay, you know. So no, I've never spent 1 minute in my head thinking that this is something about, you know, my sobriety. Psychotic Hellboy, that's a good one. I've seen on YouTube as well. It's not an option for me though. What do you do for work? Thanks for the reviews. I run a heating and cooling company. I'm in business with my dad. I've been stacking Tongat, Ali, ashwagandha, magnesium, kava, and 200 grams of protein a day, and tea is on blast. Well, that's good. What do you mean tea is on blast? Also planning on doing a pre-gym review? No, I mean, I wasn't planning on it. I'm not against taking. I got to look that one up. Do you have any advice for quitting all pre-workout and caffeine for a month? Um, yeah. I mean, the advice is that if you're gonna do that, you put it on the freaking calendar, and that way you don't talk yourself out of it. If you have a month you're gonna go without taking any pre-workout or whatever, like I put on the calendar for my rest weeks, which are 10 days. I know a week is 7 days. I had some geniuses point out to, it's news to me, the week is just 10 days. Homies, I realize a week is 7 days. My rest weeks are 10 days. I usually go from Monday to I usually go from high sim Saturday till the following Monday or Tuesday. So I do like a full, 9-10 day reset. I put it on the calendar. Rest week starts this day, back to training. That way this thing doesn't talk me out of it. Furthermore, dude, you just gotta suffer for a few days. For 4 days, it sucks. For 4 days, it absolutely sucks. The first 4 days, I have brain fog. I have freaking, I feel like I could sleep 10 hours, man, uninterrupted. I have muscle aches, freaking sciatica pain, all that. I just embrace the suffering, man. For me, it's for the greater good. After 5 days, I'm like, man, I got this great natural energy, better energy even than when I'm on stimulants. I'm like, why even go back? Man, I like doing the reviews and I like taking the pre-workouts and all that. So I go back, but all you got to do is get through those first 4 or 5 days, dude, you're money, man. And then after a month, you're feeling freaking, a month you're going to be feeling freaking amazing, man. So, let's see here. So that's my advice, man. You put it on the calendar so you don't talk yourself out of it, essentially. Pre-workout is fine if you're taking a serving a day. Yeah. Say, man, 5 years sober here. All I need is 110-pound dumbbells. Congrats on the sobriety, man. Alcohol is worse. Inspiration. If you don't know yet, homie, appreciate what you do. Always keep me. God bless you, man. I appreciate you too. And that's nice. My T levels was 780 last blood work, up from 600, no TRT. Oh, that's what's up, man. You got good testosterone. Have you tried doing something else like martial arts, calisthenics, or CrossFit? No, never. I have no interest in any of that. Martial arts especially, I have no interest in because I love working out so much, man. I'm just scared to get injured. And I don't want to do anything to get in the way of training. And I found the buzz that I like, man. I just love pumping iron and the different variations of cardio that I do. And I found what it is for me, that I love. I could do this. I never get tired of it. I posted something about how pre-workout, not pre-workout, working out is like just getting high, chasing a buzz. Somebody commented, they're like, yeah, but that buzz only lasts a few years and then it's just like brushing your teeth where you just automatically do it. That's not how I feel, man. I'm sorry that person feels that way. To this day, man, I'm get fired up about my workouts get me high still. I feel amazing working out every time I walk away, just feeling freaking good, man, whether it's non-stim, stim. I genuinely just love pumping iron. I love cardio. I just love how it feels, man. And the buzz never goes away. Working out's like gonna always be your best friend, man. It's never gonna do you wrong. It's always gonna be there. It's just a great thing. And so yeah. So any advice for someone trying to start a heating and cooling company? It's a great trade. I mean, it's like starting any company, man. Takes a long time to get traction usually, and it's worth it. Especially heating and cooling, great trade. Uh, that's a coffee and protein. My go-to coffee and protein. Hey, what's that? Used to call you in the pen. What's your thought on weed? Does anyone smoke to help calm them down after workouts? This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't need to be calmed down after a work. My thoughts on weed are that I don't smoke it. I'm sober. You know, this January will be 12 years, so I'm not smoking no dang weed. Um, there's no value weed would bring to my life anyway. And I don't need to calm down after a workout because I enjoy how I feel after a workout. So I don't want to change how I feel. When I walk away from a workout, I'm feeling amazing. I'm high. I'm feeling accomplished. I'm feeling, I mean, whatever chemicals in my brain are freaking going. I don't want to do anything to change that. I love embracing that feeling. So that's something. Nah. As far as weed goes, my thoughts on weed are I know a few people who smoke weed and doesn't seem to affect their life negatively. Um, most people who I know smoke weed like all the dang time. I could just see what it does to them. It kind of makes them kind of lazy, like little children. But you know, if you could smoke weed, man, and it's not like bringing any negative consequences to your life and you enjoy it, and go for it. I don't have strong opinions on weed. I think overall, I don't think it does much to benefit society. I don't think it has much of a societal benefit, like, oh, this is really helping society. You know, now that everyone's smoking weed and it's legal here, it's really made society much better as a whole. I don't think it's that great, you know. I don't think it's all that. You know, used to smoke 10 blunts a day and certainly didn't make me any better, but you know, I don't know. So here we go. And then I'm going to get back. I'm going to go back and forth for some of the questions. Um, I just use your code on Transparent Lab. Well, thank you so much, man. I love Hydrate, man. That stuff is awesome. And thank you so much for using the code. Tomorrow begins week 14 of TRT. I'm really starting to feel better. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. And the what's it called? It takes a while to do its thing, you know. So keep being patient, and you'll get the benefits. Over 3 years sober here and working out has been such a positive thing in my life. I never lose interest or drive to do it. Anything, yeah. I love that. You know, I'm in bed and I'm like, man, I'm excited to get up tomorrow, pray to God, go work out, pump that iron. Freaking what a beauty! Like every day. I don't live for the weekend, man. Every day I look forward to it. Do you think weed once a month or two is fine? I do it sometimes around that time frame to help me open up when I need to open up. I mean, I think it's fine? I think it, you know, it's between you and God. You know, do I think it'd be like, do you think drinking's fine a couple times a month? Like, if you can handle it and it doesn't bring any consequences to your life, and you've sat there and listened to your heart, and you know you hear from your heart that it's fine. I'm not here to judge anybody unfavorably who wants to smoke weed a few times a month. And I said, like, if you're responsible dude and you're not bringing down your life, you know, and getting in the way, I have no issue with it. I don't really care. Do you miss anything from your old lifestyle? That's a good question. Um, Absolutely not, man. I don't miss any of it. I don't miss. I mean, dude, when I got sober, I thought to myself, like, man, now that I'm sober, I could still have this crazy sex life and all that. I'll just be sober. It doesn't work like that, man. Like, I realized I don't want any crazy sex life, man. I don't want any craziness in my life. I want peace in my life. I thought, oh, now that I'm sober, I could have like, you know, there's still this wild, you know, meet all these women and have all, dude. And then as I grow spiritually fit and have a relationship with God, I'm like, you can't have it both ways, man. You're either a freaking pretty conservative dude who's, you know, living a godly spiritual life. You can't have this one department with the craziness. And no, man, I don't miss any of it. Um, at all. Zero. Zero, 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 which is amazing because I was so scared to get sober because I had this fear of missing out. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be away from LA, and LA is so freaking active and lively, and look at all this stuff I'm missing out on, that I'm going to miss out on. I was like in tears, you know, coming home on that Greyhound to get sober to Michigan. I look back and like, dude, I don't miss a freaking thing, dude. Screw all that. So yeah, and then somebody said, how do you keep negative thoughts and outlook out of your head? Kind of in a funk here lately. Lifting helps, and maybe a slight depression. Um, yeah, so the number one, do you still use cracked gold, and what do you think about it? No, I don't use cracked gold anymore. I use Maniaco and Flame and cracked primal. Um, the new gold was solid though. It was good. It's not like the OG cracked gold, but it's still a positive, good DMHA pre. So as far as keeping negative thoughts out of my head, there's three things, man. Prayer is number one. When I pray, when my head's going crazy, the first thing I have to do is pray. I don't care if you believe in God or not. I really don't care what your opinion is. You still go through the motions. You know, when I got sober, it's not like I had some, it's not like, dude, when I got sober, I didn't have any relationship with God. God had nothing to do with my life as far as I knew. And my sponsor said, I want you to pray for other people. I didn't freaking, I didn't freaking argue with him. I don't believe in God. I just prayed. I just went through the motions and I saw that it works. So I go to God when my head is negative or noisy or I'm resentful or I'm in fear. It's not just negative. There's a reason it's negative. I'm either angry, I'm either scared. It's either fear or anger. And anger is always backed by fear anyway, or selfishness, or if I was dishonest. I go to God. God, please redirect my thinking. Please redirect my attention to what you want me to be, not where I want my head to be. And so prayer works, man. And, you know, I always say prayer doesn't change anything. A lot of people, you know, talk about the power of prayer. I don't believe that prayer changes things. I don't believe that because I believe God's in control. Prayer changes the person who's praying. Prayer changes me. Prayer changes this. So when my head's crazy, man, the first thing I need to do is go to God and ask him to quiet the noise down in my head, please. Redirect my thinking. The other thing, the other side of that that's very important is if your head's crazy, thinking about other people is always going to be the key. Thinking about myself, my head's going to remain crazy. If I want this to be treated, I got to get out of this and think about what I can do for others. How can I be helpful to people? Where is there an untreated addict or alcoholic I can take through the steps? Where is there somebody I could help motivate to work out or talk to about their nutrition plan? Or where can I be helpful to somebody and bring value to their life? Me thinking about me and how I can be happy and more positive, always a losing game. I don't know one happy person who spends a minute of their day evaluating how happy they are. Never. I don't know one because they're not thinking about them. Too much self is the core of like just about all my freaking issues, man. So just to give it to you straight, man, have you ever thought about Jesus? I know you're Jewish, just curious if you were curious. Yeah, so actually somebody else asked me about Jesus, and I'm going to answer that. Let me get to that here. That's a good one. Once you mentioned that you make homemade protein bars, do you have any ideas about making a video about this? Yes, I did one on Instagram. I'm going to make videos about that. I have a great recipe. Each bar is 40 grams of protein, and that's awesome. We all need connection with God. That fills the void. You ever seen the TV show The Wire? I love that show. I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times. Gotta go. Which body part are you planning to hammer the hardest during this next push up bulking phase? Chest, arms, or the soul again? I hit them all equally, man. I like to put my heart and soul into every workout. That's on the new crack Halloween edition. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I saw the formula. Good to see you, homie. I saw the formula. It's freaking insane. I promise. So, uh, when you quit other addictions in life, the idea is to never do them again. But when you quit addiction to lust, you need to relearn how to have a healthy sex life with your wife, which is difficult. Um, I had to do a lot of spiritual work um, to have a healthy sexual mindset coming from the porn industry and dating a bunch of hookers and all that craziness I came from. And the crystal meth lifestyle was all about sex. I've had to do a lot of deep spiritual work, man. The closer I get to God, man, that stuff all works itself out. A lot of prayer, man, went into that. And I had to meet God halfway and take action. You know, I committed, I made a contract with God that I would never watch porn again, man. I'll never go back to watching porn. Made a contract with God, I would never jerk off again. Never went back. I'll never go back. It'll be 5 years now. It's no coincidence that submitting to God is the most tried and true proven way to recover. No, you're right. Um, Here we go. When you get a chance, can you read my last chat? What was your last chat? You'll have to type it again. I don't know what your last chat is, so I must have gone through it. Okay, so here we go. What is your routine with God like? How do you pray? Do you write prayers? Do you pray on your knees? Would love to know more about your spiritual life. All right, so to give it to you in a nutshell, I pray mandatory 3 times a day. I pray 3 times a day. The second I wake up, I come right here. Actually, this carpet. I go from my bed right there, right here, and I get right on my knees, man. I thank God for keeping me and my family safe overnight, my loved ones, and I ask God right away to direct my thinking. God, please direct my thinking, especially to divorce my thoughts from self pity, self seeking, and dishonest motives. I have about 13 prayers that I say, some from the AA Big Book, some from my heart. I pray for others, and then I meditate. So I wake up right away. I pray and meditate. Halfway through the day, I thank God for bringing me this far in the day. Um, and then I pray for others. And then at night, I meditate. I review my day, and I ask God any corrective measures I should take for the things that I fell short. And I go, my prayers are about, I pray for 10, 15 minutes in the morning, at night, halfway through the day. And then in between those times, when my head's noisy, that's when I fall short the most, because those 3 times a day are mandatory. It's like built in. It's just like ingrained in me to do it. There's never a time I miss or anything like that. It's in between. If my head gets noisy, if I have a resentment or I'm in fear or I was, want to be dishonest or I was selfish or any of that, that's when I fall short and I need to pray like immediately. Um, and so yeah, so let's see here. Yo, homie, I bought juice first batch after your review, but I have yet to try. Have you had to guess? What do you think is in there that makes it so special? I have no clue. I do know there's 2-amino in there because you feel it. Probably like some of the best 2-amino ever. But there's something else in there that really gets your heart rate up, and that's just a nuts pre-workout. So let's see here. Hello, Felix said. About to see the Neutron in theaters. Enjoy. God bless you. Let's go, Marvin. Who said that? How do you know me? How do you know I went by Marvin? Have you gone through the Instagram prompts? If we could transfer mine, I wasn't here for it. Yeah, I went through them. I have it all here. Are you natty or not? Thanks for the advice, brother. Okay, here we go. And then next, that's my routine. Does the negativity on social media have any mental effect upon yourself? The constant crap and accusations in your live streams, stuff on Reddit, YouTube comments. You mentioned you pray and are very spiritual, and I'm sure that helps a lot. But just curious if the negativity on social media has any effect. So yeah, it has effect. it you know, it can be annoying. It can like I made a video before, like it can definitely be triggering. Um and it's definitely a growing experience. Dan, you keep Lusabri, if that's your name. I'm going to tell you something. You keep talking about your question. Just ask the question right here. I don't know what your question was. I have all the questions written down here, so I'm going through them. So please, just if you think you missed it, just ask the question again. Um, so I'm here to answer. So what I was saying was the it can be triggering. I look at it like a growing experience. Number one, it's easy to get triggered when some freaking clown comes to you and says, like, this is a typical exchange I'll have someone. What ingredient do you like the most? I have that here to answer. I'll get to that. So here's a typical exchange I have with somebody. This has happened many times. Yo, GGH, or yo, dude, are you natty? No, I'm not. I've been on TRT almost 10 years. Oh, that's not TRT. I know you're on more than TRT. You're doing way more than TRT, man. I've been in the gym for 30 years. I know when people are BSing. And I'm like, oh, like what an annoying comment. Like you ask if I'm natty, I tell you no. I'm as straightforward as I can possibly be with you. I tell you I'm on testosterone. I tell you the amount. And then you continue to tell me, and then you tell me I'm a liar. Like, there's no winning with these freaking losers. There's just no winning. Or you're on a live stream and some guy's like, steroid, steroid, steroid. It's like, dude. Then I think to myself, like, what kind of, so the growing experience comes from this. I remember before I get triggered and irritated by it, my first thought is, now, what kind of loser has to be sitting behind the keyboard talking like that? Like, I know people, I've been on YouTube and Instagram now for over 5 years. I've never met one person who's actually like pumping iron, making gains, like successful, doing anything near what I'm doing, who talks like that or tries to hate on me. Like it's got to be like I feel like the growth comes from being tolerant and kind of others. Just remembering like this person has to be just miserable. Like they have to hate themselves to try and like I can't imagine what man would spend another like time on another man's stream hating on him. Like only the biggest loser you probably ever met would do that. So there's a place that comes in where I'm learning to be more tolerant and patient with people and not be triggered because it is annoying, dude. When you work like as hard as I do on your physique and you're as dialed in as me, and then somebody's like goal is to give all that credit to steroids, especially illegal steroids, which I would never do. It's annoying. It feels like they're trying to take credit away. And so that definitely does affect me. And then I realized, like, yo, dude, you signed up for this. Like, you've signed up to put yourself out there on social media. You signed up to make yourself a YouTube reviewer or YouTuber, all that. Dude, this is what you have coming for you. These are problems of your making. And I accept that, dude. Totally accept that. And now I look at it like a growing experience. And now I play back with them. You know, I talk junk back and or ignore it or whatever. So it's definitely a great opportunity for growth for me and to learn how to deal with these situations. Does it affect me spiritually or anything? No, dude. Like as soon as I'm off the stream, there's zero, like, dude, God has taken me, and I really don't want to sound cocky or arrogant or anything like this. I feel extremely comfortable in my skin and extremely like grounded with who I am. And that's a result of just staying close to God and being through sobriety for 12 years and growing spiritually and all that. So these people don't throw me off my square at all. If anything, it's just like really a compliment, the way that they come at me. Do you use your Apple Watch to track sleep data? If so, do you notice any differences in data when you use sleep aids versus when you don't? I do not use my Apple Watch at all for sleep data. I feel like it would just be, I would be in my head about it if it was on my wrist. I'd be like, oh, this thing's gonna wake me up or whatever. I use my Apple Watch only while I'm working out, while I'm lifting weights, doing cardio, swimming, and then I take it off immediately and turn it off. I don't wear it. I just wear my little G-Shocks or whatever. I never wear my Apple Watch unless it's during a workout. I'm not in my head about my sleep quality or sleep anything. I'm more concerned about getting my 8.5 hours of sleep, and my head hits the pillow, dude, I'm freaking out. I always sleep like a light, and that's a big testament to like wrapping up my day spiritually. I don't want to go to bed owing apologies or being in anger or living in fear. Making sure that I've treated everything during the day. I've made amends to people if I owe them. You know, I'm not living with anything to hide in my life. Like my soul feels rested. So I don't need to track my sleep data. Just another thing to be in my head about. Let's see here. So this says, you're not pestering, man. You're not pestering. I'm blessed you're here. People are unhappy with themselves, put others down and feel better about themselves. Not, yeah, but they really don't feel better about themselves. I mean, they could talk junk, but it's like the people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. You know, you see all these freaking loser, like far leftist liberals, like on TikTok, they were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, and everybody's like, how can they be celebrating like Charlie Kirk's death? How can they be happy about that? And my thing is like, dude, don't be tricked. They're not happy about Charlie Kirk's death. Trust me. Wanna know why? Because they're not happy about anything. They hate themselves. They're not celebrating anything. They're not happy Charlie Kirk died. They're pretending to be because they're not happy about anything. These are the most miserable people you've ever met. So when people hate on you, remember, dude, that doesn't make them feel better because they're untreated. They're completely miserable losers. So it's like the same thing. It was just an example with Charlie Kirk's death. How can they be celebrating? How can they be happy? They're not happy. They're not happy with anything, let alone Charlie. These people are just miserable. It's the same with people hating on you on social media. If some man is brave enough to put himself out there and make content, and someone goes on his thing to hate on him, you think that person's sitting there like satisfied and happy? Absolutely not. They freaking hate themselves. It's the fire in his heart that's key to his gains. The TRT just assists the vision. The science of bodybuilding has made these soy boys think our bodies are weak, they can't build muscles. Yeah. What up, big homie? How long were you taking drugs for, if you don't mind me of asking? I started getting high when I was 14. I was actually at a Halloween party, man. It was the first time I smoked weed coming up to Halloween. 14 years old, and then I got sober at 27. So 14 years. 14 years of getting high. Let's see here. If you could only choose one pre-workout to use for the rest of your life, which one would it be? What up? I mean, it'd probably be mine, Dark Labz Maniaco, because it has my name on it. And then I'd only be using it like twice a week or whatever because it's DMHA pre, and I'm fine training non-stim the rest of the time. If you're really asking, like, besides that one, God. Sorry, Felix, but you got timed out on that one. If you're really asking, like, which one I would really use, like, if I used it a lot, it would be like Transparent Labz Bulk Black. It just does everything what I want a pre-workout to do. and there's no artificial sweeteners or colors. So I just think it's a really freaking great pre-workout that never wears on you. It's healthy. I think it's got the natural caffeine sources and all that. So it's between the dark Labz Maniaco or like a transparent Labz bulk black. Do you keep up to date on professional bodybuilding, or you just do your own thing? You know, that's one thing. I never pay attention to professional bodybuilding. I'm on Instagram and stuff. Like on YouTube, I don't follow anybody, any pro bodybuilders or anything like that. On Instagram, I do follow a lot of these guys. So I see like this weekend's the Olympia, and so I'm seeing like some of the videos and stuff like that. I'm not too impressed by it. I look at a lot of these guys and they're just such monsters, man. And I'm not like too like a lot of the physiques. I'm not like, wow, like that would like they don't look that aesthetically pleasing to me. They just look like such monsters. I mean, it's impressive how big these guys are, but I don't know, man. It's not like the bodybuilding back in the day, or even like classic physique. Classic bodybuilding, not classic physique. That stuff's really cool to see. The classic guys like Sadiq Hadzovic, those kind of physiques are really nice. But I don't pay attention to any of these guys, man. I've never been into like. There's a lot of people making content right now about Mr. Olympia predictions and all that. I couldn't tell you who these guys are really competing or anything. You know, one of the best thing about me having a YouTube channel is I'm paying attention to what I'm doing and not what other people are doing, you know, which is nice. And then the other thing is like, I don't watch a lot of their content stuff because I don't need a million streams of information. Everyone's got content about how they train, how they eat, how they do the rep, how many sets, how many this. I'm not in my head, man, about how I train. I don't need anybody else watching all this information, getting in my head about this. So, but that's me, man. So no, I've never been into the whole scene of bodybuilding, like, you know, who's winning and all that. Now I know a lot of the Jay Cutler, I know Sam Solik. I can name a bunch of guys who I really like in bodybuilding. Like the Trend Twins seem cool, likable guys. Sam Solik seems like a likable dude. Love watching Jay Cutler. Seems like a cool dude. Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates. All the names everybody knows, you know. I'm not into I know all the mainstream figures and characters and and that, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. Hey man, I love your videos. I find them really inspiring. I was wondering, when you talk about God, does that mean you're Christian? You go to church? So I'm Jewish, and I actually got a question about this that I'm going to answer. I am Jewish, and I go to synagogue sometimes. I went last week. I do believe that me and my Christian brothers worship the same God. I think God is God, and I don't really get in my head about, well, which God do you worship? I just think there's one God, and we all worship him. I think Christians have some different beliefs than I do about how to get to God. And how to worship God, but I'm very supportive of my Christian brothers and everything like that, and I'm just trying to grow spiritually, man. That's all. So, you know, as far as God goes, when I got in AA, you know, they said, "Hey, God of your understanding." And so I started like building a relationship. What that meant to me was like getting out of my head and living in my heart, and and I built from there, man. And finally, it was just like, it's God. It's God. God is God. I don't need to explain it or debate it. I know in my heart what God means to me, and I think we're all worshiping the same. So yeah. So I am Jewish. And somebody said, "What was your weight before you started working out?" Well, when I got sober, I'm at like 175 right now. When I got sober, my weight was like, dude, I had to be like 128 pounds. I mean, I was sucked up, looking sick, like coming off heroin and crystal meth. Then I got sober. I had to go to jail for 6 months, turn myself in after I was sober for a few months to clear up warrants out here. I ended up gaining a ton of weight in jail. My testosterone was super low. All they did was feed us soy products, so I got up to like 197. Had this belly and everything. I'll have to show you guys pictures. And then uh then I got, I started getting dialed in and slimmed down, and got down to, wherever, I was probably in the 150s or whatever. I didn't have as much muscle nearly. I had low T. I was working out. I had a ripped six pack, after I got dialed in. Before I got on testosterone, I was building some muscle and everything like that. And I had a nice physique, man, before getting on TRT. And then after TRT, I just kept getting more dialed in, and then I started really, doing well. Let's see here. I know I should have turned Nightbot off. Usually I have Nightbot on for my other live stream, my vertical live stream. So is Gemma in the room with us? Gemma, come here. Are you sponsored by Transparent Labz? How do you go about getting sponsorships in the first place? How has your sponsorship journey been? I'm not sponsored, so I don't have any sponsors, meaning nobody pays me for reviews. I have no sponsorships. I'm not a sponsored athlete. I've never been. Have I been offered that? I don't even know that I've been offered that. I'm affiliated with Transparent Labz, meaning Transparent Labz and a bunch of other people, Nutricartel, Dark Labs, they assign me a discount code, and if my reviews generate any kind of sales or whatever, I get credit for that. I get a percentage of that, which is really a blessing. But there's no sponsorship, meaning I can give a bad review. They don't say, hey, we're paying you to give a good review or any of that. I've never been paid $1 in my life to give a supplement review. So that is one thing I can always stand by, and there is nobody who can come here and say that I've been paid to give reviews. But if people are kind enough to use my discount codes, I do make the affiliate thing off of that. So that is a really nice way for me to basically get paid for the work that I do. And so if I bring to people's attention a supplement that I love, which I always say, man, somebody said on Reddit recently, if you're saying 9 out of 10 things, they were talking about me. If they're saying, if a reviewer says 9 out of 10 things are excellent, they're not being honest. I said, homie, if I say 9 out of 10 things are excellent, I screwed up somewhere, because that means I let one thing in to review that I didn't like. I want to say 10 out of 10 things are excellent, to be honest with you, because why would I want to use supplement? I choose every supplement I review. People hit me up, and I either look at the label and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to like that, or I'm probably going to hate that. By now, I know pretty much what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to like. And in the rare occasion now that I actually ask people to send me a product, it's because I'm really interested in it and I know I'm probably going to like it. So if I'm giving something a bad review, that means I accepted something from somebody I probably shouldn't have. So I don't want to use products that I don't like. So I'm hoping to give everything a good review, really. A lot of people, they're so caught up. These people are so childish, especially on Reddit. They thrive off of negative reviews. They think, well, if this reviewer is giving negative reviews, that means he's honest. No, I don't think that's true. I mean, I've given a lot of negative reviews, and I continue to. I took a fat burner this morning. I gave a negative review to by Performix. Really fell short of what I expected, and you'll see the video in a couple days here. And but I'm hoping to give love. I don't want to give negative reviews. So yeah, so I'm not sponsored by anyone, but I'm definitely affiliated with people, and I'm trying to keep a really tight circle. Transparent Labz, Dark Labz, Nutricartel. I'm trying not to have a bunch of codes with people. Got me through the cardio session. That's great. Do you feel the same about the Muslim God and Hindu? Not meaning to pester. I'm trying to understand. I don't really have feelings about the Muslim God or Hindu. I'd like to think that if you're Muslim, I just don't have enough information. I've never read the Quran or anything like that. I'd like to think if you're Muslim and I'm Jewish and we're both talking about worshiping God, that we're talking about the same God. I have no reason to think that the God you're talking about is different than the God I'm talking about. As I said, God is God. So I would like to think that. Um, Let's see here. All the people online are quite insufferable. Reddit, YouTube. Love that six pack. GGH. I'm going to the gym. God bless you, man. God bless you. A lot more questions here. Is steroids a relapse? Um, well, if you're talking about like illegal anabolic steroids, I would say absolutely 110% yes. If I'm a sober individual and I made a contract with God that I'm going to live a spiritual life and that I'm staying sober, and I go out and buy illegal steroids, uh, and they're not doctor prescribed. Literally, I'm buying something just illegal steroids for the purpose of building a muscle, anabolic steroids. That's not sober living. That's not sobriety to me. That's me. I would say there's no way I could look myself in the mirror and answer to God every day if I'm doing illegal things. You know, I'm buying anabolic steroids. Um, I mean, testosterone is steroids a relapse. I'm on TRT. Testosterone is a steroid, so I'm on that. So that's not a relapse. I mean, I prayed for 18 months before getting on TRT, cleared it with my sponsor, cleared it with my doctor, and my family knows about it. So that's not a relapse. If I go on my own, I just go rogue and buy illegal steroids, and I'm not treating low T, it's just for anabolic purposes. That's not sober living, dude. That's absolutely, that's a relapse. That's anabolic, that's illegal. You know, I don't want to do anything illegal in my life. I'm not watching bootleg movies I don't pay for. I'm not doing anything that takes a toll on my soul. You know, I don't want to, that's why I don't, you know, people talking about going to this website, going to that website, buying freaking all these weird products. And I get people hitting me up about SARMs or peptides, all this stuff. I don't know if they're gray area. I don't know what's what. I don't care enough. I have really no interest in it. That's the big thing now. People hitting me up about peptides. Are peptides legal? Are they not legal? You guys could tell me. I really don't even know. I don't spend 2 seconds looking into it. I just don't care. I don't, everything that I'm already doing, testosterone replacement therapy is done everything I could ever want it to do. So I don't really have any interest in expanding any of that. So yeah, I just say, anytime, man, you go off and you do any illegal drug, which steroids are. I mean, if you're talking about anabolic steroids, I just don't think that's sobriety, man. I don't think that's sober thinking and sober living. Any tips to shred off some belly fat to show abs? Um, the tips for shredding off belly fat to show abs are going to be patience, number one. Being patient, the abs will come with consistency of clean eating. Um, I also believe that if you really want to show abs, you got to be prepping your meals. I can't imagine not prepping my meals how I would have a 6 pack or 8 pack or whatever the heck I have. I just couldn't imagine even carry outs and all that. Dude, I'm gonna tell you this. It was my rest week. When the heck was it? Was it 3 months ago? I don't remember. It was the last time I took a rest week, and I was freaking hungry, man. And I went and I said to myself, you know what, dude? I'm gonna get some clean food at the Middle Eastern place. I got straight up just beef, like beef shawarma. It was just beef and white and whatever rice they have there. Dude, I ate that. I thought this is clean. Dude, I felt bloated as heck the next day. Like my body blew up. I don't care how clean it is. when you go to a restaurant or a carryout, unless you're prepping it in your own kitchen, you don't know what the heck you're eating, man. I couldn't have a six pack eating like that all the time. Even if you think it's clean, you could go to a restaurant and say, I want to order the dry salmon with it. You never know, dude, what they're putting on stuff. Unless you prep stuff yourself and you're meticulous with that, you're never going to get the results you want of your dream physique, in my opinion. I hold my clean eating is to a very high standard. And unless I'm prepping it myself, I just don't think that it's going to be ever up to my standards, and I'm not going to get the results that I want. So it's definitely the eating is going to be the biggest thing with the abs. You don't need to spin your wheels with hitting abs every day. I'm a once a week guy. I hit abs. I torch them down for 20 minutes. I do 300 reps in sets of 25 for abs, leg lifts, the captain's chair, crunches, sit-ups, cables, and then I do 200 sets of obliques in sets of 25 with 10-second rests between sets. So it's quick hits on those abs. And I believe in treating abs like every other muscle group. If you hit abs once a week, if you hit everything else once a week, you hit abs once a week. If you hit everything twice a week, hit abs twice a week. I remember hearing a bunch of nonsense in the gym. Oh, you could hit abs every day. They're a small muscle group. They recover quick. All that BS. I don't care if that's true or not. Why the heck do I want to hit abs every day? Why do things that aren't more efficient? So I don't even believe in all that, man. I believe in just training abs like everything else, and they will come, man. You're hitting your core when you're hitting out. You do leg day, trust me, you're getting plenty of core work in there. You do back, you do freaking whatever you do, you're tensing up your core, and it's going to be in that consistency of spot on cleaning, and I don't like getting too much in the science of calorie deficits or whatever, but just slowly, slow and steady, man, pulling that fat off your body, and so you could show your abs. Dude, one thing about abs that I've learned is I used to think it was like this freaking insanely complicated formula on how to get abs and everything I need to do to get abs. This stuff is simple, man. Nutrition simple, the training simple. This is not stuff that needs to be overthought. I'm a very simple dude. I go in that gym, I pump the freaking iron hard. I eat, most of my foods are single ingredient foods, piece of protein and a carb or whatever. Most of the things I eat during the day are just one ingredient. And then, if I have some Papa Steve bars or a protein shake, that's another thing. But all the whole food I eat, that's just one ingredient foods. To me, that's the best way to show abs. It's just going to be that simple nutrition plan, simplistic. Stuff your body responds to well. And once you get that six pack, dude, you're not going to lose it. You could. I'm not. I ain't going to lose it, man. I'm too scared to lose. I'm terrified of losing the six pack, man. So here we go. The cardio helps too, man. Cardio helps with, bringing the fat down, and it's always going to be your eating, though. Did I play any sports in high school or college? No, heck no. I was high school, I was getting high already, and skateboarding. That's what I did. Oh, I was skateboarding. Love skateboarding. Addicted. I could be out all freaking day and night skateboarding, man. I loved it in high school. I was freaking good at it too. And I was always terrified of team sports. My parents threw me in baseball as a kid, basketball. I just hated it, man. I felt like everyone knew what was going on but me. Just never enjoyed it. I always liked running. Running the track was, because I learned at a young age that running gets me high, working out gets me high, very young age, 7 years old, 8 years old. This guy used to take me around the track and time me on a mile. I would be in tears. I pushed it so hard. And I learned at a young age, man, working out gets me high. I go snow skiing. I love skiing. Always things that we're like me pushing myself. Hold on one sec. How do you deal with not feeling good enough, feeling lost in your life, past or present? It's a good question. How do you feel with not being good enough, feeling lost in your life, past or present? Well, present, I don't feel that way at all. Ever, ever. That's just, I never feel lost in my life, and I never feel not good enough. I'm going to tell you this. That's not something, I'm going to tell you guys this. That's not something you work on, in my opinion. You know, I see a lot of these influencers and people on Instagram, people making these videos about how to have more confidence, how to be happy, all this stuff. To me, I've always believed this since being sober. You don't work on confidence. You don't work on happiness. Just like you don't work on mental health. Those are just words people throw around. Confidence, happiness, mental health, those are the end results. Those are the end results of living a spiritual life. Prayer, meditation, growing spiritually, thinking about what we do for others, we in turn just become confident. It's not something I think, how can I be more confident today? There's not a second in my day where I think, how can I be confident? How can I be happy? It's not even a thought. I haven't thought about being happy ever. It's the end result of living a spiritual life where I stay as close as possible to God. So a lot of people might not want to hear that because they want the quick fix. Spiritual growth is the only answer that I have. Praying a lot, meditating, living a life of self-sacrifice of others. What can I do for others? How can I make this YouTube content to bring value to your life? How can I guide this addict or alcoholic to help his life be better? How can I help this person become ripped and help them get motivated to work out? In turn, you look back and you say, wow, someone's asking me about confidence or how I don't feel lost in my life. Wow. I haven't even had that feeling of being lost in my life. It's the end result. It just comes. So I don't have an answer for you on how you deal with not being good enough because it's not something you directly work on. It's the end result of living you are going to be, dude, I couldn't imagine a more fulfilling life than God's given me. I have the most fulfilling life. I have the best life I could ever imagine. There's no craziness. It's peaceful. It's not exciting. The most people I deal with are through, right here through YouTube or whatever. I don't deal with a lot. I got a very close circle. I don't travel a lot and go to outrageous places. I don't even leave my house to work out. It's a very predictable, structured, disciplined life. But at the end of the day, man, if someone asks me about happiness or confidence or all that, it just came because God took me and molded me into being that person. So if you really want to think about how you could feel good enough or lost or not lost or all that, I would build a relationship with God and think about throwing your heart and soul into what you can do for other people and watch how most of your problems of self clear up. The biggest problem, a lot of people go to therapy and they sit there and God, they can just talk about themselves. And I'm not like anti-therapy. I think a lot of people in therapy don't need to be there. I think there's a lot of problems with the industry. I think there's some amazing therapists out there. I'm sure my brother, he's a psychotherapist. I bet he's great. I think there's a lot of people who could benefit from not sitting and talking about themselves for another hour in their life and think about what they could do for somebody else for that hour. how can you be helpful to another man or woman instead of sitting in that chair and talking about yourself for yet another hour. So much self is the issue with me. Most of my problems clear up when I get out of here. I hope you guys are feeling that, man. You know, it's not what a lot of people want. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, I'm just telling you, man. I do know what I'm talking about because I came from living a miserable, unfulfilling life full of fear. And I mean, I might have had confidence in certain departments like women or how to talk to people or stuff like that. I never felt lack of confidence there. But a lot of areas, dude, I was terrified to live in my skin. You know, that's why I probably got high. Fear. Hey, Steph, could you do me a favor? Could you fill this up?
Oh, look at the moms. Look at how moms is left being.
What are you doing? Any questions for Gemma? Okay, so, here we go. November 13th, I'm going to HAB again. Rehab. Had enough of that feeling. Hey, man, if you want to sponsor, man, you can always hit me in the email. I'm glad to sponsor anybody. Do you like Pokemon, Magic, One Piece? I never played any of that stuff, man. Never got into any of those. What method do you use to track progressive overload? I don't do progressive overload. I'll be honest with you. I don't train like that. What's going on, baby? Have a paw? That's so nice. That's so nice. You a good girl?
Yeah.
There's my sauna. I don't train like that, man. I'm not. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I just shove it in my face.
I just fell.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm not in my head about my training. You know, in my gym, I say throw more weight on. I don't say progressive overload. I'm just not in my. I've never been that dude that writes my sets down or how much weight Dude, I just go in there, and I don't train to failure a lot. I don't freaking get in my head about the split or the rep range or any of that. Dude, I go in there and I follow my heart. I turn on the music and I just have a good time pumping iron, and I make the gains I'm gonna make. I believe if you're consistent and you're pumping iron, you're pushing it, you're breaking down muscle, you're gonna make gains. I don't think there's anything wrong with tracking your workouts or writing it down if you want to gain strength or any of that. A lot of people love doing that kind of thing. I don't want to be in my head too much about my training, so I don't want to be in my head at all about my training. I just go in there and rock out, man. I don't even know the next exercise I'm going to do until I'm about to do it. I just know what muscle group I'm going to work and how many sets I do for that muscle group. And that's it, man. I'm really out of my head. That's the way I've always benefited from training. Just enjoying it, man. Just enjoying it. So here we go. You have me inspired to stay consistent in the gym for the last 6 years. Wow, that is a heavy comment, man. Thank you so much for saying that. You know, I don't take credit for that, man. That's God, man. God gives you the discipline and the structure, so you could thank him. But I'm blessed we're on the journey together, man, getting this dang muscle. What's your diet look like? She's on the seafood diet, man. When she wait, that was the seaweed diet. When she sees weed, she smokes it. Remember, you on the seaweed diet? When I see weed, I smoke it. No. That's seafood. Jama, you big baby, 117-pound doggy. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm not talking junk about progressive overload or any of that, man. Like I don't think about all that stuff, man. So here we go. 24 over 2 strip. Thank you for saying that. Prep some New York strip steaks. I love that, man. Those are great. God save me from the bottom. I love to hear that, man. What's the first prayer I normally say most days? Right away when I wake up, I say, God, please. I say, God, thank you for keeping me and my family safe overnight. Please direct my thinking, especially to divorce my thoughts from self pity, self seeking, and dishonest motives. So basically, right away, I'm asking God to get in my head before I get in my head. That's the first prayer I say. Remember you from the pen? That's right. That's right. Funny you say you were in the pen, bro, because I am in a gym, bro. CO who works out of state prison. Yeah, I was in 2 California prisons. Um, so somebody said, any tips how to reduce stress from the job? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me see this here. Let me grab this phone. Okay. Stress from the job. This goes back to what I was saying, before about living a spiritual life, man. I can't really I know I want to give some crazy, mind blowing, freaking innovative answer, but unfortunately, it doesn't work like that for me. Stress from the job is lack of stress is an end result of living a spiritual life, man. The closer I am to God, um, the more I'm praying, the more I'm meditating, the more I'm living in my heart and staying out of my head, the less stressed that I am. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. There's no way around it, man. The more that I'm living in here and staying in here, the more I'm in here, the more stressed that I am. So the more I get away from here with prayer, meditation, and thinking of others, those are the 3 things: prayer, meditation, thinking of others, the less stressed I am. There's not much I could do. When I catch myself stressed, probably because I'm in fear of something, I need to pray. God, please remove my fear, direct my attention to what you would have me be. I need to talk about it with someone, and I need to think about other people I can help. That gets me away from self. And, that's the only answer that I got. Let's see here. Thank you for saying my dog's beautiful. Train my eyes on what to see, and I like that. By the way, man, keep it up, and the haters can keep hating. I'm sure the haters who sit in the mainstream hating are shredded. Yeah, I'm sure they're looking like I'm sure they're at the Mr. Olympia this weekend. The people who hate on me. So here's the next question. Collab with High Stim Pre-Workouts. Yeah, man, High Stim Pre-Workouts hit me up. They sent me over that Game On that I did the other day. And then I got another one here. I forgot what the other one is. Hold on. Content. Let's see it here. Pre-workouts. It's called Hyperdose. I got Hyperdose here that I'm going to run. So I got those 2. Then we got, how does negative comments impact your live videos? I don't know. It's a mix between fun and annoying, pretty much. It's just a good kind of mix between it's fun and I could talk junk to people and it's playful and gives me an opportunity to grow, and then also annoying and just freaking ridiculous, and I'm like man, these people are such losers, but it doesn't affect me. Look, man, I don't, after the live is done, I don't walk away thinking about any of these people or what they might have said about my big nose or that I look like an elf or freaking that I look like a Smurf on steroid. You know, it's the same comments over and over. I just think it's funny. There's probably some truth to, you know, some of the stuff they're saying. If there's like 50 people who say I look like a Smurf on steroids, I probably look like a Smurf on steroids. I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just funny. I think the people who are really weird, who are just like people are like, you're bald. Take your hat off. You're bald. I'm like, yo, bro, I never claimed to have hair. Why? Why are you calling me out for being bald? Like, are you a dude or a chick? Like, why are you talking about my hair? Like, some of the people are just so weird, dude. You're just like, what a fruitcake. Can you review Alpha Lion, Superhuman Muscle, Beta Nonsense, or Alpha Hitter? I'd say that's some BS, man. I don't need any superhuman muscle. All those, anything natural muscle building is just kind of BS to me. Dogs number one, humans distant second. What's your opinion on Ramon winning Classic and Derek winning Opens? I saw the one guy, Derek, I think on my Instagram. I don't know, man. These I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't know. These guys are monsters. I believe Andrew Jack got robbed due to shit. I don't really follow bodybuilding like that. I don't know these guys. The guy Derek, is that Derek Lungsford? Is that his name? He's a freaking, I mean, what a big boy. I know that guy Samson Dowda got like fourth or fifth this year. That I saw. He got like super shredded, a lot more shredded than he was, and lost like a lot of his size, getting like super ripped. And I think I saw like, because I follow him on Instagram, he made some announcement like, yeah, I should have just gone with what I'm good at and having a big size and stuff. It was a learning experience and whatever. So I don't know a lot of these guys. How does the time you put into YouTube work with your own heart and God? Dude, it's such a passion of mine, man. Like, I just genuinely love it. Like, making the content, editing the videos. I mean, it's a lot of work. You guys have no clue how much work it is because you only see this. You don't see I mean, it's all day that I'm not only just talking to supplement companies, dude, I am emailing, answering emails, Instagram. I answer every comment on YouTube. I'm giving personalized recommendations for supplements. I'm making the content. I'm getting the stuff. I'm freaking researching. I mean, dude, there is so much that goes into it. I got to make the thumbnails. I got to upload the videos to YouTube and use the keywords and freaking, dude, it is so much work. The only person who could really to it is my wife to tell you just how much freaking work it. I mean, if I'm awake, this is what I'm doing. If I'm not at my actual job and I'm awake, this is what I'm doing. I mean, it's freaking constant. Even though I'm sitting there watching a movie with I'm answering YouTube comments. I'm freaking. I mean, but I wouldn't do it unless I loved it. I love connecting with people. I don't mind the emails, the personal recommendations, all that. I have a bunch of people I've met on YouTube and stuff that I would call them friends. We have conversations all the time on Instagram. I genuinely enjoy our dialogues. It's not like ever like, I mean, there's a couple people I'm like, oh, this guy again, but they're just being annoying and they bring no value. But there's people who I could name who we just chop it up on Instagram and, hey man, I'm taking this pre-workout to da-da-da. And they're just genuinely, I just love connecting with people, man. I love doing it. It's never a bother, but it's a lot of work. But at the same time, it's not like I'm thinking like, oh, I gotta work. It's just like, it is, dude, constant. And I'm loving it. It's a passion in my life. I don't feel burnt out. I just think it's great. Does it help with my sobriety? Nick should have won. Hold on. Lungsford should have never won. Love from Australia. Thank you. Sending love to Australia. How's life going? I talked to you 4 or 5 months ago about sobriety and me quitting and getting my life back together. Now I'm 3 months sober. Wow. Congratulations, man, on your sobriety. 3 months is amazing. That is incredible. How does the time you put into YouTube? Do you eat past 8 p.m.? No. On the weekend I do. On like a Saturday night I will. On the weekday, no, I'm done by 8 p.m. No, I'm done by 8 p.m. But it's not like I'm like, oh, 8 p.m. I can't eat anymore. I just happen to be done by then. So let's see here. Hold on. Thank you for inspiring us to live a blessed and healthier. Oh man, we're in it together, man. My favorite on YouTube. Thank you, Christopher. God bless you, man. The time you put in help your sobriety. Yeah. I don't know what help my sobriety means. I mean, I'm sober, so I don't know what helps the sobriety, but it helps me grow spiritually. It solidifies the sobriety because the more I'm talking about God, the more I'm talking about positive things, the more I'm being helpful to people, bringing value to their life, the less I'm thinking about myself, and that helps me grow. The more I'm doing things that are to be of service to others, and I believe, man, most of the content I make is to be helpful to people, and it's comes from a good place in my heart. Also, bro, you say you always fast working out. No, I don't always fast working out. So should I always drink intra-workouts during my workouts while fasting? All right, so I don't always fast for my workouts. I mean, when I train in the morning and I hit the weights, I do if it's a weekday. But on the weekend I eat before because I don't train till noon. And sometimes I train in the afternoon on the weekdays, so I'll have done cardio fasted, and then I pump iron later, stim free. But yeah, dude, I always use an intra workout, so you definitely don't have to be in your head about that. I don't fast because I'm like, oh, I need to fast. I'm doing fasting. I just happen to wake up and take the pre and get to training, and then I eat breakfast after. It's not like I'm not like doing it because I'm in a fast or anything like that. Oh, good water. Let's see here. Also, let's see. Somebody else said, "Hey, bro, I always wanted to ask you this because of the vast experience with different pre-workouts. If you could only one for the rest of your life, what would it be?" I said Maniaco or Bulk Black by Transparent Labz. Insecure sounds like it. Have you ever? Are you talking about me? Insecure. Have you ever tried Action Sledge supplements or Mutant? Not Mutant. I've tried Action Sledge, a few of them. I haven't been that impressed. Being an alcoholic and addict in recovery, do you ever feel sometime that the test makes you feel like you want more? How are you so comfortable knowing that even a bit more tests will make you feel different? How are you so comfortably know? What do you mean? I don't ever take more. I don't want more tests. In fact, I lowered my test, and I feel better now on less tests. I used to do 200 milligrams every 7 to 10 days. I lowered it to 150, and I feel better now on a lower dose. So I guess I don't really understand the question, but there's no part of me that says, well, how about more tests, more tests? The 150 I'm on does everything I wanted it to do with less negative side effects. I feel better now on 150 than I used to on. I had a doctor for a while give me 300 like every 10 days, which was such a stupid dose. I feel better now on less testosterone than I did then. I had negative side effects. Let's see here. Have you ever tried the newest formula of Ninja Sleep? I still like it, not as strong. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't think it has phenibut in it. I think the Ninja Zen is done. Not one of them I keep in my rotation. I've heard a lot of people. I think that they switch manufacturers, and I don't think it's really got the phenibut in it anymore. Trax Phantom, thank you so much. What up, Chris? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I haven't heard much from Ninja lately. I don't think they're doing much. I heard they're wholesaling their products out, and that they're not wholesaling, having like buy one get one free deals, and I think they're liquidating. So I'm not sure if they're going to continue on. I haven't heard too much from them. Next, what is your ideal training split? What's going on? I do the bro split. I just hit everything once a week, but now I do what's kind of like a modified bro split, meaning I made that term up. I mean, maybe I didn't make it up, but I've never heard it before, so I think I made it up. A modified bro split, meaning instead of hitting everything once a week, I'll do like a secondary muscle group now. So like, let's say this. So I used to do chest once a week, and God Gym Family, that's right. And like I would do like 32 sets for chest. So now I'll do like 20 sets for chest, and I'll still do 30. The last 12 sets, maybe I'll do like shoulders or something. So like, I'm kind of hitting things twice a week, but I'm really doing one muscle group a week and then a little secondary. So I'm kind of polishing up another muscle group or whatever. It's just in my head, it works. I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you ever find yourself chasing the test just to feel better? Addict behavior, I struggle with feeling fine at 100 milligrams a week, but I feel way better on 500. No, I would not feel, I do not ever think that. And you know what? I can't say this now, but based on how I felt on 300, I would feel horrible on 500. I used to wake up with like, a feeling of like adrenaline rushing through my body with 300 mgs, and it would, like I would have like sleepless nights. I remember going down the highway at like 100 and something miles an hour, and I didn't even feel like it because I just had this like adrenaline feeling through me on more testosterone, and I did not like how I felt, man. I feel way more like myself now at 150 than I ever felt on a higher dose, and so no, that is not something my head might play with me in other areas in my life, and that I gotta watch. But taking more tests than I take is definitely not one of the areas that I struggle with. I'm sure my struggle is, should I take 150 a week or should I take none? Like my struggle is thinking like, man, are you really supposed to be on this pharmaceutical? Like, now that like you're kind of an anti-pharmaceutical guy. I mean, I'm not anti-pharmaceutical, but I really am not a big fan of pharmaceuticals. And so I don't know, man. That's the struggle. Is should I be on 150 or none? Not should I be on 150 or more. It's the opposite for me, really. So yeah, my ideal training split, I like hitting everything once a week. It keeps it simple, and I stay out of my head. Oh, the haters are insecure. Yeah, they suck. It can feel like a drug when overused. That I can, yeah. I mean, I really felt like that adrenaline and all that. Would you consider the OG Legit Pre one of the best pre-workouts to get you flying? That pre is absolutely insane. Yeah, that was a top hitter. Like that was good. Russian, the Power, OG Legit pre-phase. What was the other one? Crack Gold, Crack Purple, Alpha Flight. Man, there were a lot of hitters, man. I've done a lot of hitters now. There were a lot of hitters. Barbarian, the old Barbarian. A lot of hitters had me flying. Now, are there any legit pre's, speaking of legit pre, with DMAA or DMHA anymore? I don't believe anything actually has DMAA anymore. I think anytime I see DMAA, I tend to think it's complete BS. As far as DMHA goes, yeah, there's a ton of them. Maniaco does. Any of the Dark Labs, Mr. White, the high-tech pharmaceutical stuff, those are all legit. Those are all legit. Where are you at with your walk? How to find time to be spiritual? I'm not sure what this question means. Well, thank you for the super chat, man. God bless you. That was very nice. Very nice. Appreciate that. Let's see. I'll tell you here. Hey, homie, what's your current macros and calories split look like, and how does it change throughout the year? So yeah, right now I'm at like 2,100 calories. I'm going to start upping it to like 2,400 each week. I'm going to go up a couple hundred and see how I respond. I'm doing like, I just was at like 120 grams of carbs. Now I'm going up to like 160 grams of carbs. Then protein always stays at 200. Fat, I'm not really in my head about. If I'm at 100 grams of fat, I'm fine. 110 grams of fat, I don't care. I like good fats. And then I pretty much just play with carbs to up the calories. And so I'm gonna go up, man, to like 250 and fill this fall and stuff. Stay out of my head. And 3,000 calories is as high as I ever need to go with clean eating, and that's good for me. As far as where I'm at with my walk spiritually is. I continue to fall short, man. I continue to fall short. I continue to have a lot of areas in my life that opportunities to grow. Whether I get angry or whether I live in fear or whether I'm, think about myself more than I should, whether I'm talking ugly about somebody and I shouldn't be gossiping about somebody who's not there. Always opportunities for growth, and I feel a very strong connection with God right now. And is my sound cutting in or out? What's up? What's up, Shane? Good to see you, man. Hold on one second. Hold on. Is that better? Is my sound in and out? Please, somebody tell me. Nope. Okay, good. Hold on. So we got. Heck yeah, bro. That pre-workout is special. Yeah. So just pre-workout and a medical dose of tests, if only highs you need. My highs come from my training, man, from my spirituality, from feeling close to God, the cardio, clean eating, looking in the mirror and seeing a ripped physique, making YouTube content, working with addicts and alcoholics, being a married man and being able to go out with my family for a cheat meal. And that's intoxicating. That's a good high when you have eating spot on clean all week and then you go out and have some, amazing food and sushi and pizza and whatever. My highs come from every area in my life, man. Being excited to wake up and, it's like it's all over the place, man. I'm trying to be high all day. So, and no, test is not one of the things that I get a high from. If that's what, actually, that's out of all the things if somebody could say, name all the things in your life that give you a high, test wouldn't even be something I would have thought of to say. That's just not even one of the, I don't feel any high. I don't know how I feel from that. I just feel normal. I just feel like myself. So, that's definitely not one of the things in my life that get me high. Please don't read Reddit, bro. They're not helpful. It's not edifying. Don't expose. Yeah, I have fun doing it. A lot of people like the Reddit reaction video. How much creatine do you take? Probably 8-9 grams a day. I just grab the scooper and I just take a fat scoop, like a heaper, and just pour it in the pre-workout. And the Reddit stuff sucks, yeah, but I like that. People like the content. Do you take creatine HCl in the summer and creatine in the winter? No. And that's all BS anyway. It's monohydrates all is fine. And I don't even know that that does anything. HCl is fine too. They're both fine. Um, but I can't confidently say either of them do a dang thing. Hey man, I've subbed your channel since like 2021. I've been trying to comment on a lot of your yeah, I've seen that, man. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you being here. You gave it up. I drool and I see you and your family eating out. Appreciate that, man. So we got a few more questions here. Um, Favorite cheat meal? Uh, I don't know, man. We always come back to the sushi. I love sushi, man. I like all those good special rolls with sauces and all that, man. Me and my wife and even the girls. Well, they don't eat sushi, but they'll get like chicken or steak or whatever. Um, I try and get that stuff at least once every week or every other week. It's just such a great cheat meal. What up, homie? Um, Here we go. We're down to the last page. Sauna or steam room? I like a sauna, man. This is my sauna right here. Uh, boom. Boom. Here's my sauna. I use it every single day. Um, and it's great. You know, the sauna is better than the steam room for me because when you're sweating in the sauna, you know you're sweating. When you're in a steam room and you're sweating, it's hard to tell how much is from the steam, like the wetness is from the steam, and how much is from the sauna. The sauna goes way hotter than any steam room. It's a dry sauna. It's an infrared, and so when you're in that sauna, you're sweating good. That's a real sweat, and I love how it feels. Um, I love it, man. It's like my day doesn't feel complete unless I've saunaed. So it's great. What's your clean eating look like? A lot of single ingredient foods. I eat 5 meals a day. Um, Breakfast is 6 ounces of protein, whether it's chicken or freaking fish or beef or whatever. I'd eat a lot of fatty meat, ribeye, New York strip, whatever. And then 6 ounces of like carbs, usually like a potato, Yukon Gold, russet, sweet potato, whatever, or some brown rice or some brown rice pasta. And then like so 3 of my meals are like whole foods, like meal prep, and then one of my meals is 2 Papa Steve bars or 2 transparent Lab bars, and then my other meal is a shake with 2 scoops of protein powder. I'm really simple, man. I don't overcomplicate nutrition and stuff, and it works for me. What's your morning routine, midday and night? Wake up, pray right away, let the dogs out, clean up around the house, feed the dogs, work out, whether I do cardio or pump iron, take a pre workout, go hard on the weights, um, go to work, pray halfway through the day, come home about 4:30, take a 20-minute nap usually, have my shake, do my cardio or strength training in the afternoon, sauna, eat dinner, spend a little time with my wife, go to sleep. That's it. So, uh, let's see here. Are you taking anything to fight the aging process? That's a good question, man. I mean, testosterone is the only thing you could say that I'm taking to fight the aging process, but I don't really frame it like that. I don't fight the aging process, man. Like, I'm a big believer in, I'm in God's hands, man. And I believe as men and women, but I'm speaking for men, we need to age gracefully. We don't need to spend, there's marketing and industries made to fighting the aging, anti-aging. I'm not anti. I'm doing. I just believe that we're in God's hands. If I do everything that I'm supposed to be doing in my life, that I'm gonna age the most appropriate way possible. I don't want to spend time fighting aging. I want to be right where I'm at, where I'm supposed to be, and live right in the moment. And I think a lot of people can't accept their mortality, and I think it's a lack of trust in God. And I'm going through the same human experience as everybody around me, and we all die, and it's a scary thought. And life is so freaking good for me, man. It's so amazing that it's hard to accept that this isn't permanent, and I don't know what's next. So I just want to live right here in the moment, man, and accepting my mortality. Death is the best part of life, man, because it gives the things that we do right now meaning and purpose. You know, that's actually really, if we didn't have that, man, we wouldn't have such a sense of urgency to do the things in our life right now that we love to do and that are important to us. Starting your YouTube channel you've been putting off, you know, so getting your dream physique, you know, marrying that woman you love, whatever it is. You know, I don't want to think about not aging. I just want to age and be right where I'm supposed to be in this very second. And and just accept it, man. Living a life of acceptance and not fighting against that. So that's where I stand with that. Just I want to age gracefully, man. That's all. And so I don't really do anything except take care of myself and eat clean, feel good, do the things in my life that feel good. And you know, the sauna is supposed to be anti-aging. You know, these aren't terms I like to use, but people, you know, talk about all the benefits of sauna. And you know, the water I drink is, you know, good alkaline water, filtered, goes through 4 filters, gets all that stuff out that turns you into a tranny. You know, the frogs are good. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? You know, I just do things that feel good in my life. That's all. But it's not for the purpose of anti-aging. It's because I like to feel good. That's why I do them. So, hope that answers your question. I know I'm all over the place. Ran the cycling AM today for cardio. That stuff crushes my appetite. Yeah, that stuff's crazy. I love going from steam room to cold plunge. Loud and clear. Glad to save me so many times. I've seen so many miracles in my life. I love that, man. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. How much meat do you eat a day currently? About a pound with a steak. I eat 18 ounces of meat a day, cooked. 18 ounces of cooked meat a day. So I don't, it's probably even, it's more not cooked, obviously. I buy 7 pounds for the week for Monday through Friday, and that's the perfect amount for me to eat meat 3 times a day. As I said, the other one is a shake and a bar. Do you ever take casein before bed? Nah, I don't. Pre-bed routine for food, fed while you sleep. I don't. I like to be tight. I go to sleep on an empty stomach, and you know, and then I wake up feeling nice and tight and ripped. I get my food in during the day, and then I don't go to bed. I don't feed them during sleep. I just think I fed them enough during the day where I've gotten all my food in, and I like kind of having that detox period where I'm just kind of cleaned out from, you know, I don't eat from 7 at night till about 9 a.m. the next day. So here we go. Do fat burners work? They work for what they're supposed to do, some of them. Do they burn fat? I would say no. They put you in a better position to burn fat, whether that means making you less hungry, that means giving you more energy when you're dieting down, enhancing your mood, maybe making you sweat more. One of the best benefits of fat burners are getting uh, are getting excess water retention out. More than fat, my enemy is holding on to water. Age gracefully, thank you. I hope you're feeling that, man. Hope you're feeling that. And so, yeah, they work for what they're supposed to do. Fat burners to me, they're just pre-workouts for cardio. That is all a fat burner is to me. So if I'm going to do a cardio session instead of a strength training session, it's just a pre-workout for cardio. That's all a fat burner is for me. It's a pre-workout geared toward a cardio session. It's not, I don't need to overcomplicate it. That is all it is. Have you ever wanted to compete in a bodybuilding show? I've wanted to, in the sense where like I've gone to see my brother compete and I've looked on stage and been like, man, I could smoke these guys. Look at these guys. These guys aren't all that. But I've never wanted to enough where I've actually got to do it. First of all, I love the family time that I have, the weekend cheat meals. I look forward to it. This YouTube, man, is kind of like my stage. You know, I stay tight. I feel good. It's like, this is everything. I don't really chase that buzz of going up on stage in a thong or freaking board shorts and doing all that weird posing and stuff. And that's not me, man. You know, I've never really cared enough about all that. Plus, you know, I'm a recovered addict, alcoholic. Too much dang self, man, is the core of my problem. And what's competing about? It's just more me thinking about me. You know, I already got to be on guard to watch for myself, and I already do enough. I'm dialed in. I'm not like a lot of these competitors, dude. I got to be honest. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but just to be straight with you, a lot of these guys do a 12-week prep, and that's it. And when you look at them, a lot of other times when they're not prepping, these guys look like trash. I'm year round, homie. I'm dialed in. I don't. Hey! I'm on YouTube. The dogs are going nuts. I'm year round with this, homie. I don't fall off ever. I've been doing this year round like I'm in prep pretty much for 12 years without ever falling off. Now, I know I'm not in prep in the sense of I'm really shredded down to zero carb and all this and all that. But that's the problem for me, man. I don't want to do more where it's me thinking about myself. You know, I want to do less thinking about I want to ease up on my regimen, not do more self, if that makes sense to you. I just got to be on guard more than, yeah, really. Hey! I got to be on guard more than most people because this illness I have is just deadly, man. This selfish alcoholism that I have. So that's where I stand. So no, I'm not going to compete in bodybuilding. I mean, maybe one day I might change my mind and come on here and say hey man, I'm going to compete one day. I'm not opposed to ever saying, I'm not saying I'm never going to compete, but I'm just not interested right now in my life in doing that. You know, I don't really have an interest in saying to my family, like, no, I'm not going to go out with you this weekend and eat, you know, because I'm in prep. Or my dad inviting me over for a Sunday night dinner and oh no, I'm not eating with you guys. Like, it's just not the kind of life that I want to live right now. You know, that's just me. So let me see. It's a great presentation, but stay in touch with Ace because both of you have simultaneous broadcast. What do you mean stay in touch with him? I mean, he's welcome to broadcast. I'm not going to coordinate, you know, with Ace that. He could do that when he wants, and maybe people will watch the replay here. Does bicycling help abs? Yeah, I think cardio will help your abs develop. GGH, you are wrong. I last competed at 61, and it was not about me. It was about motivating people to know you can be fit and healthy as a senior. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's you. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I think that's great. You competed. But I motivate people to do that without competing. You know, I motivate people to know that they can have cheat meals and still look freaking ripped to shreds because of the life that I live. I'm a living example of what I do. You know, I'm not saying anything's wrong with you competing. I'm not saying anything's wrong with people competing. I think it's great actually to set a goal and stick to it and meet it. I'm not here trashing competing, but for me, I'm already doing this year round. I like having some balance in my life where I can go out on the weekend. I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking down about competitors. My Reddit haters are at the door. That's who the dogs are protecting. Um, I'm certainly not talking down about competitive bodybuilders or people who compete. I think it's great. You set a goal and you said, I'm going to compete, and you did it, and you're inspiring and motivating people. It's just not, it's not where I'm at right now competing. As a Jewish person, what do you think of Jesus Christ? I get this a lot, and this is out of all the topics that I talk about, uh, this is going to get me the most freaking hate probably of what I say. Um, what do I think of Jesus Christ as a Jewish person? My honest thoughts of Jesus Christ are, um, I absolutely love the idea, um, and I fully 100% support my Christian brothers and sisters who are Christian, and that's uh, their spirituality and their worship of God is through Christ and all that. And I love everything I hear about Christ. It sounds beautiful for what he stands for and everything. I grew up Jewish, so I worship God, and a lot of Christians come to my channel and tell me that the only way to get through God is through Jesus, and just not my experience, man. I don't worship Jesus Christ, not in my religion, and I'm supportive of all my brothers and sisters who do, and uh, absolutely stand by them. I don't like when people come to me and tell me that the way I worship God is wrong or any of that. I just don't like getting in those debates or conversations. It's honestly, it's super annoying. And when people say to me like, "Oh man, the only way you can get to God is through Jesus," and I hope you find Jesus now. I'm like, yo, dude, like, pretty much, like, that's not going to be a way to get me. Like, I'm not going to become Christian. I'm Jewish. Grew up Jewish. I'm from a Jewish family. I have a Jewish wife. I have girls here. I'm not going to be Christian. It's not what I'm going to be. And it's because some guy comes to me on YouTube and tells me that the way I worship God is wrong. I mean, he can get bent, to be honest with you. And I can appreciate. Yeah, I've never gone to anybody and said the way you worship God is wrong. I've just never done that, and I don't appreciate people coming to me saying that their brand of spirituality is the only way. And it's not me, man. If we're worshiping God together, um, and good for those who think. Yeah, I'm. The point is, dude, I'm in support of people who worship Jesus, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I think what Christians do, I always stand by Christianity, man. I think there's an attack on it in our country, and at the end of the day, man, if you're worshiping God and I'm worshiping God, I feel like we're on the same side. If we're both worshiping God and we're both trying to grow spiritually and be a light to the world in this world with a lot of darkness, I believe we're in it together. So that's my way of saying that I don't worship Jesus, I worship God. And if that's a problem for somebody, they'll have to deal with it. I'm just keeping it real, dude. So that's me. And I try not to talk about this often because I make such a point of how important God is in my life. And if Christians can't get behind my worship of God, then they'll have to deal with that, man. I'm not sure what to say, but I'm not becoming a Christian anytime. So, um, have you ever had to fire somebody? How'd you handle it? Yeah, we've had to deal with that in our business. It's just not fun. Being very direct, not letting it drag on, being respectful. I mean, there's no secret formula. Hey, we really appreciate what you've done here. Um, we have decided that we are going to let you go, and that we don't need you anymore. And I just wanted to, it's just not working out here for us. I mean, you just got to be very direct and not beat around the bush. And you also got to be careful, dude, when you fire somebody, because we live in a day and age where people are unhinged. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're safe, and that you just never know how people are going to respond. So I don't know. Um, should I eat prior to morning workout? Um, that's a personal thing, man. Like if you like, if it doesn't matter. I mean, I feel really strong after I've eaten. Um, it had definitely, there's pros and cons with everything. Having food in you before a workout, I feel like you're probably going to be stronger. You're going to be fueled. Not having food before a workout, your pre-workout's probably going to hit harder, and you're going to feel nice and tighter, and maybe tapping into some fat stores more to get more ripped. So both have pros and cons. So I have four more here to answer. Jesus Christ is Lord of Lords. Okay. Okay. Four more right here. Let's see. Jesus is Jewish, so as a Christian, I love you. I love you too, man. I love you all, man. I appreciate you guys. Here we go. Appreciate all you guys, man. The fact that you're uniquely excellent. Thank you. Hey, man, I love you guys, man, for real. So what is your opinion on intermittent fasting? Look, my opinion on intermittent fasting is everybody has a different definition of what intermittent fasting is. Some people are like, oh, I eat everything in a 4 hour window. So they're fasting for 20 hours. Some people do 12 hours and call it intermittent fasting. So it's like such this open definition. I stop eating about 6:30 at night, and I don't eat till the next day at like 9. So what is that? 7 to 7, that's 14 and a half hours. Is that intermittent fasting? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. The So there you go. So I'm just saying that everyone, are there pros and cons? Yeah, the pros of intermittent fasting are you get that tightness feeling a lot, and you have that nice cleaned out, tight, kind of detoxifying feeling where your body's, you're tighter a lot. You have like a clean out. The At the end of the day, I really believe it's all in the numbers and what you eat, whether you want to eat it in a small window or a larger window, what you're putting in your body throughout the day. At the end of the day, is really what counts. Am I getting that protein in? Am I getting the good fats that I want, the nutrients, all that? I think at the end of the day, that's what matters. But people swear by intermittent fasting, like I think if you really look, oh, I lost all this weight, intermittent fasting. Yeah, maybe, but if you really look, what are you eating in that fast, So I think it comes down to what you're putting in your body, in total. Collab garage dad homie workout. Garage dad garage my boy he's a G. Anytime, man. Always. I'd collab with anybody. Well, not anybody, but people uh who I'm cool with. Do you think a reviewer in shape gains more credibility? I would think so. I would think that somebody who looks like they're living the life gains more credibility. Do I really think it's a fact that they are more credible? No, I don't think like me taking a pre-workout supplement and describing the stimulant experience and what it did for me, uh, if I'm ripped and the other guys, just kind of looks regular, I don't think I have. Do I really think that my experience with the pre-workout is more credible than his? No, but like I do think there are ingredients, like let's say you're super ripped and you take a pump formula. Like I think somebody who's pretty dialed in and shredded is going to be able to gauge the pump better than somebody who's just kind of looks regular. I think you can see them, you could see the vascularity, the pump, you feel it. I think there's something to that. I think there's something about living a very dialed in life like I do. And then when you take a supplement, it really stands out because you're so dialed in with your life and you see how that supplement feels. And you can really tell when there's something different happening because you're so precise with everything you do with your eating and everything. So I think there is some credibility with being in shape. I do think from a marketing perspective, or I think people will see somebody who's ripped and in shape and they'll want to watch him more and get their opinion. Do I think that always levels out to actually being more credible? No, I don't think so. But it depends on the kind of supplement too. Like I have no credibility taking a muscle building supplement or a one of those test boosters or any of that. I have zero credibility taking those because my viewers would be like, dude, you're on TRT. How you going to tell us you made gains on a test booster or that it raised your test? And I'd be like, you're right. That's why I don't review them. I don't review muscle builders. I don't review test boosters because I have no credibility taking them. So I think it depends what kind of supplement. Um, Favorite ingredients in pre-workout. If you basically look at Maniaco, man, citrulline for good vascular pump, caffeine, of course, DMHA, Araya, Alpha Yo. That's pretty much it, man. Those five. Those are the five I like. Citrulline, DMHA, caffeine, Araya, Alpha Yo. There's only two other ingredients in Maniaco, which is tyrosine, which I could take it or leave it, and beta alanine, which I could take it or leave it. You give me those other five, Alpha Yo, Araya, even I could get rid of the Araya. Alpha Yo, caffeine, freaking DMHA, and those are great, man. What more could a man want? Two more here. What shoes do I rock and recommend? For my strength training, I like Nobles. Are they the best? I don't know. They're probably not the most supportive, but they're good flat shoes, and I think they look cool. And for cardio, I like Brooks. Right now, I'm wearing these On Clouds, which are really nice. You don't have to wear socks with them. They just have this kind of like tongue thing. And but these are just for lifestyle, as people say. Well, lifestyle, walking around basically. I don't do cardio on these, but I like Brooks and I like Nobles. Let's see here. We got a couple more. Christian Jews must continue to shine a light. I think we have a job to shine, be a light to the world, be a maximum service to God and our fellows. Everyone has negative thoughts and connotation about snakes, but I believe they're the most true animal. I don't have any experience with snakes. Snakes know. I know that you love your Nobles. Yeah, they're such cool shoes. They just look cool. I mean, if not anything, they got a good look to them. I like the high tops, and they're just a cool shoe to wear. Would you ever consider your own supplement line? Would I consider my own supplement line? I would consider it. I think it would be cool. I'd have to come up with like a cool theme, some kind of garage gym homie theme or attic theme or something that touches my heart. And yeah, I'm confident now in formulating supplements. You had to get it. Oh, you got them. You saw me wearing a pair, and you like them. I'm glad you like them, and they're cool shoes. I mean, I'm going to keep getting them. I've gone through 4 or 5 pairs, and I've had low tops. I just think they're good looking, and comfortable to train in, and they're just a cool shoe. Definitely not the cheapest shoe. They're, I don't know, anywhere from 100 to 150, I think 160 up to, and but they are definitely cool shoes. They last a while. I'm glad you like them, man. They're good shoes. Wish you a blessed season. God bless you and your family. And so the last thing, yeah, I would have a supplement line, man. I'm confident now in how to formulate supplements. I know enough about manufacturing and who to deal with, who not to. I know about quality of ingredients. Clear protein will not make my top 5 this year. That one will not. I It was like an orange flavor, like tasted freaking fire, dude. Like as good as an orange. What was it? Orange Crush? No, orange. I forgot what it was. It was very good freaking flavor. Are we going to dinner soon? Dinner. Hello?
Hi.
Are we gonna do dinner?
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
Oh, you're wait. All right. Will you let the dogs out? They're waiting on me. I didn't. You didn't say you were waiting on me.
Well, it's almost 6 o'clock. I have to drop the kids.
All right. I didn't know it got so late. Okay, and then I would definitely. They're mad at me now. Look what you guys did. I would definitely have a supplement line. I would have to have somebody run it with me, and it would be fun to have my own supplement line. And I would formulate. I think I would have very simple labels, like how Maniaco is. Very simple labels that are very effective that work together. Pre's like Edge of Insanity, pre's like Maniaco. Those are the kind of pre's that I find to be pretty dang cool and have a good synergy. So I've answered all the questions here, and Maniaco and Tweak. That's great, man. Yeah, we got some stuff in the works, man, but I can't. But as far as the Ghost Clear Protein, I think I got tired of the flavor after a while. I was just ready to move on because it was like such an orangey, like it's so good and so flavorful and so delicious. But like I'd rather like the Ghost, the one with the inclusion, the Chips Ahoy or the Oreo one. Like those I would never get like tired of. But like an orange protein, it's like, all right, I'm ready to move on. Enough orange, And so that's what I got, man. I love you guys. Please hit the like button. God bless all of you, man. Let's get this dang muscle. Thank you for being here, and I'm out.